You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls podcast, and this is show number 195 for Sunday, the 4th of February, 2018.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to another Disney Dream Girls podcast. And on this week's show, I'm joined with fellow podcasters and soon to be fellow acquaintances that I will actually meet in real life personage, Kat and Lewis from Diz Down Under. Hello, guys.
Hi, Michelle. How's it going?
Good. How's Lewis?
G'day, Michelle. How's it going?
Oh, no. You got Ozzed up, Lewis. Congratulations.
Lewis is going to be being Australian today, and I'm going to be typically British by drinking tea with my pinky up in the air.
He's not that Australian. He doesn't have a beer in front of him.
No, I drank that earlier.
And to be totally Australian, would you have to wear a white vest?
Ew, no.
And be married to someone called Sheila?
I can change my name.
If we're going down the total stereotypical route.
And you'd have to call yourself Bruce.
No, I've got me sloggos on and I'm wearing a pair of thongs and I've got me a Cobra hat with some corks hanging off it to keep the flies away.
Oh my gosh.
Can you press the reset button on the back like you can on Buzz Lightyear?
No, but you can divorce them apparently, Michelle.
Yeah, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, love, it's expensive. We're going to talk Disney today because we are at the point where we can nearly press those buttons and get our ADRs for our upcoming trip. And for those of you who are new to the show, don't know about this trip, well, basically, me and my holiday buddy, Stephen Klemowska from That There Canada, and I planned a Disney trip. And it started off being a couple of days in Walt Disney World, a cruise, and a couple of days in Walt Disney World. And then I sort of mentioned to Kat and Lewis I was doing a Disney cruise, and they said, They decided to do the same cruise, but they had to sort of make it bigger and better, so they're tagging on Disneyland, Universal and Walt Disney World to their trip. So we're all having mega, nearly 3-week trips now. Is that right, guys?
Yeah, it will be. It's I think 3 weeks almost to the day, and it's so exciting.
It totally is. And we've got so much co-planning to do. Even though we're going to have our little separate entity of holidays, I'm sure our paths will cross at more than just dinner on the cruise ship.
Oh, I think they will, yeah. We'll have to put our heads together and organise, well, especially with the restaurant bookings, there might be some posh places that we both want to go to.
Well, that's what we're here to do today. We're going to talk about some park strategies, about what attractions we're all going to be racing for those fast passes for, making sure that we get them booked at 60 days out. Going to be talking about some of the foods that we want to try, maybe some snackage, and some of the restaurants that we want to try. And we're going to look maybe out of the park at a later time. Maybe if we've time today, we'll see how we go. For me, this year, I am not going to make the mistake I did last year and leave Magic Kingdom to being the last park I visit. I'm going to be there on the first day I land in Walt Disney World in Orlando. I'm going to be starting with the Magic Kingdom. So we're all going to start with the Magic Kingdom. Guys, do you have any top attractions you have to hit the minute you get inside that park?
I think, we love to hit some of the big rides like Pirates of the Caribbean. I think the Big Thunder Mountain. I think Big Thunder Mountain was one of the first rides we did last time we went there. It was like one of the first fast passes we booked in. Also, doing the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train's a must for us as well. So I'll definitely be trying to snag some fast passes for that. Just all of the usual stuff like Space Mountain, Buzz Lightyear, Laser Blast. Yeah, is there anything particular you'd be chasing after, Kat?
Definitely Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I love that ride to death. Absolutely. So I think that will be one that we'll be booking a fast pass for.
Oh, yes.
For when we visit there. Otherwise, I was thinking that we didn't get on to Pirates of the Caribbean last time.
No, we
I think it was shut.
No, we did.
No?
Yeah.
You sure?
Definitely.
Oh, why did I think that it was...
So have you not done that incarnation then?
No, we did. We did it. I think we did it twice at least there, because we noted that it was so much shorter than the Paris and the Anaheim version.
Ah. Going back to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, when I was there in August, we tried to rope drop it and we failed spectacularly.
Oh, how come?
We got there nice and early to the park and we got in as far as sort of pre-castle level, and they had us all huddled back. But we made the mistake of going to the left of the castle, with the castle in front of us. What you need to do if you want to rope drop Seven Dwarfs is you have to go to the right, because the queue, if you're looking at the attraction, bends round to the right going towards Teacups. So if you're coming in from the left, you've got to travel all that additional space down. So top tip for rope drop is go to the right.
Because we wanted to rope drop it one of the days we went there, and we went to the right and we went around and the line was already really long. And so we were like, well, do we go on to the mine train and go on the line, or do we go and ride the teacups by ourselves? And so we went, well, go ride the teacups by ourselves.
Which was lovely.
Yeah, so we just did that instead.
Yeah. I think the problem is, because a lot of the mornings I was there, they had that special promotion on where you could get in extra early and you pay for breakfast as well. And I think by that time, crowds have started to build and they have them to go through, and some people get in earlier for other reasons. It's a real tricky one. I would avoid the days that have extra magic hours to try and rope drop it, because you've got to get there for ridiculously early, like 7 o'clock even. And I think that just basically all your hotel resort guests are going to be trying to get to the Magic Kingdom, because the Magic Kingdom open early in the morning. Let's try and get there. So I think it was Touring Plans who put me onto this. For Magic Kingdom, don't do extra magic hours in the morning, because it's going to be busy, because everyone's going to be attracted to it.
That's a good tip.
For me, attractions, what I found last year, the hardest attraction to get on, because the queues were ridiculous, was Space Mountain. Really ridiculous.
I think it's because you've only got, is it 3 or 6 people per, when the carts go, is it 2 carts of 3 people? So it's only 6 people going per time. And so it's just a really slow loader.
At California, they've introduced an intermittent single rider line, and it'd be interesting to see if that comes across to Walt Disney World, because occasionally you will have groups of 5.
True.
And I must admit, with the Disney World version, where you sat in rows, or am I on the right one? You are. You sat in rows, aren't you, with one person in front of another?
Yes, yeah.
So with that attraction, it doesn't matter if you sat next to someone you like or not, because they're behind you or in front of you.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I'm surprised that they don't have a single rider line.
Well, we did when we did it. I know that there was 3 of us in the one we were in, and so it was you, me, and a random. So yeah, I'm surprised if they don't have a single rider line already.
I suppose for me, I will be booking my fast passes definitely for Seven Dwarfs, definitely for Space Mountain. Oh, I don't know about the other one. Possibly Peter Pan, just because it's a really difficult attraction to get on. The lines are always ridiculous.
That's a good one, yeah, actually, because it's always packed out.
Although this Splash Mountain in an afternoon, 2-3 o'clock, when it's nice and hot and humid, you could just do with that refreshing splash. But last year, I got so wet, I don't know. I might turn to the poncho side on that one.
I don't remember getting particularly drenched when we went on it.
No, not hugely, no.
Maybe they alter it so that you get splashed a little bit more if it's warmer weather.
Yeah, because we did go on it in February, so yeah. But I do remember when...
Can you imagine there's some devious person and they've got access to this little knob or something like that that's splash control, and I don't like the looks of those ones. They turn it up to 11.
I remember, I don't think they've got it at Disney World, but I remember we were at Universal Studios and we did the Dudley Do-Right Ripsaw Fall, I think it's called. They had these water cannons that people could pay money to spray the people going past in the boats. It was kind of you could get extra wet because someone's a not very nice person paying to wet you down even more. So I don't think they've got those at Walt Disney World. Kind of happy about that.
They do have them on the Kali River Rapids in Animal Kingdom.
Ah, right.
So that's a top tip when we get to talking about Animal Kingdom. I don't know. Of course, I'll have to sort of chill out some time in Fantasyland. Obviously, Fantasyland in the Walt Disney World isn't as good as Disneyland's, because there's no Snow White and there's no Mr. Toad. And there's no Storybook Canal Boat either, because I kind of like that. But yeah, lots of fun things to do. Another top tip I found last year was to try and get in the park and do the big hitters before it got too busy, and try and book my fast passes for later in the day when the crowds were greater. That was a good strategy. Or I'd even go to somewhere like Epcot or another park in the morning, go back to Magic Kingdom in the afternoon and have my fast passes then.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I'd even book my fast passes for early in the morning for the big hitters, and then start using the app in the afternoon to try and get additional fast passes. And believe it or not, last year at Animal Kingdom, we were leaving and we found on the app fast passes available to go on Flight of Passage.
Wow.
That's pretty good. I wonder if that was because other people had left the park.
Possibly so. We just walked past the attraction, and Standby still did have a 2-hour plus ride queue.
Wow. So I'm surprised that not everyone was looking at the app then.
I don't know. But it's that old adage of hit, refresh, and just keeping on doing that. So totally, your top tip of going to Walt Disney World is make sure you've got plenty of battery packs. And to be honest, when they brought out the idea of these fuel rods, you know, that you can go around the park and pay $30, I think it is, for these little rechargeable things that you then use your own cable, charge, and then when you need another charge, you just go to the kiosk and you get another one for $30. And if you're there for 2 weeks of park time, that's really good, because you don't have to worry about taking one from home and charging it up every night. And you've got unlimited use throughout the day, because sometimes you can be recharging your phone 3-4 times, especially if you're refreshing that app.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. And $30 seems really reasonable. And then, you know, if that's for the whole period that you're there, and then I guess you just hand it in at the end and that's it.
Yeah, so I'm going to see if I have a word with Stephen and I, because between us, as a sort of like two friends travelling, we share that. It's $15 a piece, and we're going to constantly be able to have access to a fully charged phone. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's a really good tip, Michelle. Thank you.
Oh, we could do it as a quartet, but that means we'd have to stay together the whole time, which isn't in our touring plan, so that's a bad idea. Shut up, Michelle, move on.
It's like, we're over at Hollywood Studios. Have you got the charger with you, Michelle? Oh, what do you mean you're...
So let's go on to the next big thing, and that's food. Are you planning on doing any breakfasts, table service style in the park?
Yeah, Lewis is pretty keen on this idea of going in and having a breakfast at Be Our Guest, because that gets us into the park nice and early, apparently, as well. And that could be the ultimate way to rope drop Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yeah, because I'd love to do... get breakfast, do Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and do the line for Peter Pan as well, because we've only fast passed Peter Pan, and I believe the line is actually being plussed up, and I want to go and see what the line's like.
It's cute. We did it last year late at night, and there's some really nice little interactive features.
That's a nice thing. I didn't realise that, so that's pretty cool. We can go and do that, Peter Pan. Excellent. You're onto it, Lewis.
So is that just like a standard breakfast, or it's not that special package, is it?
I think it's just a standard breakfast. I think it's more quick service for breakfast and lunch, and it's a sit down for dinner, if I'm not mistaken. But maybe it's one of those things where you've got to order in advance.
Oh, okay. Because I know that we have to book, don't we?
Yes.
Well, I have the menu in front of me, and I've chosen your breakfast already for you, Lewis.
Oh, nice.
It's a fried donut topped with bananas, caramel sauce, pastry cream, chocolate ganache, served with fresh fruit and a selection of pastries, and that's the croissant donut at $25.
Oh, that sounds pretty decadent.
Banana caramel sauce. You have me banana caramel sauce, really.
You see, I do know you, even though we've not met. I kind of thought that might be within your theme park game. But just think, if you're having this at breakfast, you've got all day to burn off those calories.
Oh, yeah. Ah, thank you, Miss Dat, for working. They've got croque madame. Oh, yum.
Oh, you can't beat a bit of Gruyere and bechamel in a morning.
Yum, yum, yum.
We're kind of undecided on Be Our Guest for breakfast, because it is kind of quite pricey, because all the breakfast items are $25. And I know you get the sort of pastries and stuff, But I'd be more wanting to go towards the kids' side of things because they have a nice scrambled egg option where you get some bacon and some pastries and fresh fruit. That's sort of appealing to me, but I don't think they'll let me have the kids' breakfast somehow.
Really? Because there's nothing like, if you can say that you're not eating, yeah, because there's nothing like the porridge or anything like that, or the cereal side of things in the adult selection, is there? They're quite big options.
Yeah, and whereas the kids, you've got oatmeal, you've got crepes, you've got French toast. I don't mind paying for, this is going to sound like I'm being a skinflint here, but I know how much food I'm eating at the moment because even while I'm in Walt Disney World and burning up those extra calories, I'm still conscious that I want to keep to the fairly small portions because I'm, now I've lost the weight, I'm petrified of the weight suddenly creeping back up. So I have to keep to this small portion regime. So the kid sizes do sound attractive. So I might have to do some research on that one. And then it might be something Stephen and I could consider so that we can get into the park really early, if that does happen, and hit up Seven Dwarfs a few times.
Absolutely. Actually, in the kids' meals, the crepes actually sound better than some of the adults' options.
This is it. Sometimes they do.
It's interesting as well. The breakfasts are like $25, but then if you go to the lunch, the entree sizes for lunch are around about $17 for the most expensive item on the menu. So I think when it comes to breakfast, you're kind of paying for your early entry more than anything else.
I think you're onto that, Lou,
Yeah, and can I just give you a top tip, guys? Because I know you were talking about having the lunch opposed to the dinner on your show. Twice I've been to be our guest last year, and we had our reservation time say it was 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
We didn't actually get into the ordering point till 20 past. It took us a good 20 minutes to get through that queue. Then it took about 15 to 20 minutes for the food to turn up. So it's not a quick service, in my opinion. You have to donate an hour at least to get in, get food, and get out again. So just bear that in mind when you're booking your fast passes around that.
I think by the sounds of it, breakfast is our way to go. Get in there, get some breakfast. I don't know whether we do the rides first and then get breakfast. That'd probably be the best way to do it. So, yeah, but we'll have to do some more research on that, I think.
I was just having a look at the menu for lunch as well, and to be honest, the lunch menu doesn't look particularly appealing at all.
Oh, I'm going to try and change your mind on this, Catherine.
Oh, yeah.
Because I always go for the kids menu. Because on the kids menu, they have the same item, but in a smaller portion. They do the braised pork, coq au vin style, for $17 on the adults version. Well, on the kids version, they do the slow-cooked pork. It's exactly the same, but it's served with green beans, mashed potatoes, and it's sweet potatoes, the good stuff. $8.49, and it's a nice little plateful. And because I've been fairly good with that, I don't feel so bad by having one of the desserts. And they do have some of the little Master's cupcakes, or they have cream puffs if that's your thing. So that could be something that you could perhaps go down the route of. Because another thing that a friend of mine had was the grilled shrimp. And they were delightful. She has that served with broccoli and peach applesauce.
Ooh, yum.
And you can top that up a bit because you can get a side order of fries for $2.09.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. I did see that they had the little, the fries there as well. So it's, yeah, maybe we should give it a go, Lou.
Yeah, I think.
Nice way to get out of the sun at midday as well.
Yeah.
Another top tip then, don't go at midday.
Why's that?
It's going to be at its busiest.
So it'll take longer, yes.
Yeah. So what I tend to do is with things like this, I try and go either just as lunch is opening or just before lunch is closing. So about 2:30, 3 o'clock. Most people are busy waiting for the parade. It tends to be a bit quieter. It's easier to get the ADRs. The restaurant doesn't have as many queues. And I feel eating lunch at 12 o'clock, if I've had a big breakfast, I'm not quite ready for it. But if I eat, say, 2:30, 2 o'clock, I can then go all the way through till I'm having a really big dinner at about 7.
Yeah, and then you sort of push out your dinner reservation a little bit as well. That's a good idea, and that'll keep you going into the evening because from what I understand, at this time of year, the parks are open quite late.
Yeah, they can be open quite late, sometimes 11, sometimes 12. Years gone by, it's been 2 o'clock in the morning, but they seem to have sort of got rid of that really lateness. So I'd sort of try and still have a dinner reservation fairly early-ish, so maybe about 5-ish, and then I still have room then for a late night snack because I've developed a bit of a hankering from Casey's Corner to have that old hot dog.
Oh, yeah. You've probably heard Lewis talking about that the other week on our show. It's something that we're really looking forward to going back and trying again because, oh, my goodness.
And the top tip at Casey's is you've got to go foot long.
There's something special about Casey's hot dog.
It's just got to be done. For the couple of dollars extra, you get twice the amount of hot dog. And I found out a top tip as well. If you want to get the chili dog, if you say to them, could you serve the chili on the side, they give you a nice little pot of chili. So you can have your hot dog wrapped up in lots of tomato ketchup, which is how I like it. And then you get a little main meal of the chili. It's amazing.
Look at you with your hot dog course meal.
Hey, I like my food. Is there anywhere else in the Magic Kingdom that you would consider having a table service at?
Lewis is dead keen for one.
Yeah, it's. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the Jungle Navigation Company Skipper Canteen. That's a table service, isn't it?
It is indeed, and they keep changing the menu. So let's have a look at it and see what's on it at the moment. But you never know. By August, they'll have changed it again.
Probably.
Well, it does have one thing on there that I'm pretty excited about because being Australian, a large part of my diet is lamb. Whereas in America, lamb doesn't seem to be that prevalent. But in the Skipper Canteen, they've got the Bar Berber lamb chops. So I'm kind of looking forward to that if that's still on the menu.
When we ate there, we had some of the dumplings. Oh my word, they were good. They were really good. And they're still on the menu. It's a blend of pork, shrimp and edamame beans. And then it's wrapped in the gyoza skin. And then they're steamed. So to me, that's a really good starter, $11.
That sounds very nice.
I'm not so sure on the salads, to be honest, because I went down the salad route when I ate there, and it was a little bit, there wasn't a great deal to it.
Was it a bit limp or was it just a bit boring?
There wasn't a lot in it. It wasn't very filling. And I think, to be honest, the salads are sort of... It's the jungle green salad. It was $9. And for $9, it was just green with a little bit of walnut. And to be honest, there's not a great deal of protein in that.
No, I thought it would have had... I mean, they describe it as hearty, so I don't understand how it could be hearty without getting some beans or something like that into it.
Oh, don't give me beans. People who were with me will suffer for days.
Okay, so we'll avoid that.
Yeah, but no, I definitely think we're going to go there and have the dumplings, and then a top tip, desserts. The desserts are really good, but I'm going to take you to the kids' desserts because they have a gooey chocolate cake with caramel lava and exploding chocolate rocks.
Ooh, yum.
Yeah. And even if you wanted to go a bit more exotic on the kids' menu, they have a steak for $13.
Oh, really? That's pretty reasonable, really.
And it comes with a drink.
The adult desserts don't sound too bad either. The kungaloosh, a African-inspired chocolate cake with caramelised banana and cashew caramel ice cream topped with coffee dust. Sounds awesome.
Yum.
Yeah.
And the quicksand, jasmine rice pudding, mango sauce, lemon curd, hibiscus meringue and pineapple.
Oh, hibiscus is always such a lovely tangy flavour. Oh, yum.
Do you know, this is what I love about you guys, and this is the problem that I have with this particular eatery. You guys are like me. You're adventurous. You'll try different things. Whereas I think the problem with this place is a lot of people who go to the Magic Kingdom may not be as adventurous with their cuisine and avoid it and don't go there. It doesn't get the foot traffic, so Disney is constantly dumbing down the menu to get it away from being as exotic as it was when it first started.
I thought they would have had enough tourism there that people would, from other areas, from England, from Australia and stuff, would be inclined to go and eat there.
You'd think that way.
That's why we've got to get the word out there that people should go stop by the Skipper Canteen to try some of these different foods so that we keep it open and keep it busy. And I've got a way to get the Australians in there. With your lunch and dinner, you can also buy a beer. You can get some Stella Artois Pale Lager from Belgium, or a Blue Moon Belgium White Ale from the United States. And you can also get some wines there. Got some a Cuvée Brut from the Sonoma Valley. They've got a Riesling. They've got a infamous Goose Sauv Blanc from Marlborough.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from.
Yeah. A Franciscan Chardonnay from the Napa Valley. So you can get wine and stuff, which is, you couldn't before, and now you can, which is really quite nice.
Ah. And if you don't want an alcoholic drink, the top tip from me is the Schweitzer Slush. Whoa, good job I hadn't had an alcoholic drink when I was trying to say that. And that's like frozen apple juice, passion fruit, topped with these little bursting apple bobber balls. And that's really refreshing. It is a bit pricey at $5.50, but it is such a really nice, cool, refreshing beverage. I'm sure you'll enjoy.
Absolutely. Actually, I'd be more keen to have that than a beer, to be honest. That sounds really yummy. Only because I want the boba balls.
It's all about the bobber balls.
First concocted by noted explorer and humanitarian Dr. Albert Slush.
Yumske. Anything else? Are you not being tempted by trying Liberty Tree Tavern?
It was on our list, but I don't think it really... Well, did I look at the menu? There was some reason that we thought we'd probably put it on maybe we'll go and try it, but we weren't really that enamoured with it.
I think it's a place you can go to if you're very hungry, because it's just limitless food that keeps, if you want any more of a thing. And the main deal is it's what we would in the UK call a traditional Christmas dinner, with your meats, your veggies, a decadent dessert served with ice cream, a salad as a starter. It is pretty much a hearty fare if you need a lot of tummy filling.
Oh, so it's one of those all you care to enjoy kind of things.
Yeah, that's if you go on an evening. At lunchtime, it's off the menu.
Right.
So it's a
That's why I was confused, because I was looking at the lunch menu going, but they've got all these other options there, and I didn't realise dinner time is a different situation.
It's completely different, and it's one of those places I'd get an early ADR, so at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then that'll keep you stuffed all the way through the evening and give you that, big push to get on, and manage a busy night at the Magic Kingdom. So I don't know if I might have persuaded you there. I'd prefer Liberty Tree Tavern over somewhere like Town Square or the Plaza or anything like that, because it is, if you're wanting a big hearty meal, that in my opinion you can't go wrong.
Yeah, sounds like, and that whole thing of having meat, vegetables, sounds pretty good. Might have to give that some more consideration.
I was wondering where the rest of the turkey actually ended up after all the turkey legs were taken off, so it's good to know we found out.
Only you would think that.
Is there anything else in the Magic Kingdom that you're considering?
All the Dole Whip.
Every single time.
In fact, I'm wondering whether I can just have a day of just eating Dole Whip. From when I wake up to when I go to bed, just consume nothing but Dole Whip.
Yeah, sure you can achieve
I'll also
that.
not fit my pants at the end of the day. But that's okay.
Well, to be honest, Dole Whip, because it's not milk-based, isn't as calorific as you'd imagine.
Oh, really? I thought it would have had a fair amount of sugar in it.
Yeah, but you're burning that off as you're running around the park.
This is why we like Michelle so much. That's very true. That's very true. I'll just do like some stop and squats in the queues.
Yeah, that's what I always do when I'm in the queue. I do running on the spot.
That's brilliant.
Burn off the extra calories.
Like an in-park exercise regime.
Let me see. Is there a snack? Another snack I'd like to try. I keep hearing good reviews about the Cheshire Cafe, which is like a little snack bit over by the teacups. And I know we've sort of spoken about the teacups a little bit. They do this Cheshire Cat tail, which is like a long strip of pastry covered in pink and purple icing to resemble the Cheshire Cat. And that to me is just one big hit of sugar. Sounds yummy.
Yeah, all that icing, but Lewis has just brought up an image of it, and oh my goodness. And I cut him off when we were recording the other show because I was like, yeah, we can't be talking about all of the cafes and snack places. We've just got to stick to restaurants. And now I'm looking at this tail just going, oh my goodness.
I want to try a s'mores pie as well, because I've never had a s'mores, so it'd be good to try it and see what that tastes like.
You've never had a s'mores?
No.
Kat, what are you doing? You've got a Barbie in the garden. Get some biscuit and marshmallow and chocolate out now.
Okay, see ya. Yeah, it's just because it's not something like we used to always do marshmallows around the fire, but we'd never done all the chocolate and everything. So I've never really thought of like, we've never been taught it from a young age. Is it something that we can indulge in now?
I'm not actually sure how it works. I mean, you got like a
You melt
biscuit
stuff
and
and
chocolate and a marshmallow, and how does it?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, we were never taught.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's YouTube clips that'll teach us.
Would you consider doing the package for the Disney Early Magic Morning, which is from 7:45 till 10 o'clock, and it's $69? You get early entry, so you can hit a lot of the attractions in Fantasyland, such as Seven Dwarfs, Peter Pan, Winnie the Pooh, and then you get a breakfast at Pinocchio's Village House. What do you think to the price point on that?
$69. It wants to be a fairly good breakfast.
Okay, I'll tell you what it is. It's Juicy's coffee tea, fruit or berries, pastries, cheese and meats, scrambled egg with toppings, vegetable frittata, smoked bacon, pork and chicken sausages, potatoes with onion, French toast, yoghurt.
I could just eat French toast and bacon for breakfast.
Yeah.
It sounds all right, actually. I'd probably do it because if we could get like a really good full-on day in Magic Kingdom and knock off a lot of those rides first thing in the morning, the big attractions, then we'd really set ourselves up for being able to relax a little bit throughout the rest of the day. I'd give it a go, to tell you the truth.
Which would be kind of nice to be able to have a bit more of a like leisurely either late lunch or early dinner or something like that. Set yourself up on the parade route to watch the parade go by and not to feel like you've got to run from ride to ride to fit everything in.
Yeah.
But bear in mind, it's only those 3 attractions.
Oh, right.
Which 3 attractions were they again?
Winnie Pooh, Seven Dwarfs, Peter Pan.
Because really you'd just be doing Seven Dwarfs and Peter Pan over and over again, because Winnie the Pooh is like a once a trip kind of a situation, and you'll be like lamenting the fact that it's not Pooh's Honey Hunt.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to be too much of a pain in the backside about that.
Well, it's on certain Sundays and Tuesdays. I do know a listener of ours, Deborah Wolf, has done this, and she said for her, because she was on a very tight schedule and only down in Walt Disney World for a few days, it enabled her to get a real good fill of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and then have a fairly substantial breakfast before plotting off on the rest of her day. Obviously, she didn't go do the breakfast first. You go and do the breakfast as late as you physically can.
Yeah, I think that it's probably the way to go when you've got a really tight schedule and you don't have a lot of time, to come back and maybe enjoy Magic Kingdom on other days during your trip. I'm going to campaign to do that. I'll just have to see whether it suits Lewis.
I'm voting a no. Just basically, I think $69 is a bit pricey because I'm going to use my fast passes for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and try and rope drop it one morning. Yeah,
I must admit, the money side of things, $69 does sound like a pretty big amount because that's going to be, it's effectively $100 each to do that. Maybe we have to give it some more consideration.
Yes.
Okay. Let me try and spend your money elsewhere then.
Awesome.
Because that's what I do. You have an option for dessert parties.
Ooh.
You've got a choice of 3 different types of dessert parties that you can have. You can have one with the viewing from Plaza Gardens, one with viewing from Tomorrowland Terrace, and then you can have the cruise, which is outside on the lake, and they pipe in the music.
Ooh. Sorry. You won't be able to see the castle, though, will you?
Not if you're doing the cruise, no.
Yeah. I wonder what the view would be like from Tomorrowland Terrace.
I've done Tomorrowland Terrace many moons ago, when they had a very basic dessert party. This one has been changed because what they've got now is they have a create your own cookie bar, an ice cream section, it's got Disney themed desserts, it's got chocolate dipped strawberries, then you have a range of sparkling cider, which of course will be the non-alcoholic type, hot chocolate, lemonades, tea and coffee. Have your sort of patio sort of type foods, and then they sit you on the patio of Tomorrowland Terrace to see. And it is a fairly good sight to see, but the price is a fairly big price at $79 per adult.
Eek. That is pretty pricey. Especially when it's just dessert. It's, you're not having any other food in there. And I'm not a big dessert person, to tell you the truth. It's really weird. Like, I enjoy some sweet things, but I'd rather have like a little taste of things. But I can't imagine me doing a lot of dessert. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be great value for money for me.
Yeah. I think the cheaper version, where you go to the same area, you go to the Tomorrowland Terrace and you have the same option of food, and your viewing is from Plaza Garden. This is $59. This is a bit cheaper because obviously you're not as close. But I think if you want to do this, then that might be a cheaper option. But still, how much dessert can you eat for $59?
Yeah, that's the thing. And I don't know, but having that premium viewing area.
How soon have you got to go and like secure a good place just to watch the castle show in general? Like, do you have to rock up there an hour before, or?
I'd say about an hour, but bear in mind if you're doing the dessert party, you have to get there early anyway because you have the hour or so of eating they allow you.
So you might as well just go and you could like stake out a spot, and then one of you could go and grab some churros or other things. Or Dole Whip. Bring that back, and then you just just chill out there, and you've got your spot. And you just hope that no one comes and steals your spot before the show starts.
You just get the lovely cat to sit down with the legs up.
Yeah, so true.
I think for me it's something I don't want to do. The dessert cruises, similar sort of type of foods, but you're on the large General Joe Potter ferry boat, so it's not exactly, Grand One. It's a big boat. That's $99.
Eek, really?
Yeah.
And then you're not going to see any of the projection side of things.
No.
I think we're better off saving our money for a dessert party if we could be in, say, Hollywood Studios for the Star Wars one, and then you get alcohol with the dessert party, and then you can really make your money back.
Yeah. I think Hollywood Studios or Epcot have the better option because you do get the alcoholic beverages, and you can take a real hit from Disney by siphoning it off into a water bottle. I didn't say that on a podcast at all. Ignore me. Or there's another option we could do at Epcot. If we pool ourselves together, we could do one of their dessert cruises. Well, it's not a dessert cruise. You just sort of Epcot cruise, and you're on one of the little watercraft, and it's a lot cheaper. We was going to do it last year, and it worked out at something like $35 a piece.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be in for that.
That sounds good.
When we get to Epcot, we'll discuss that one.
Yeah, I'm really into that.
What else is there that we can discuss? Any snacks that you're thinking of?
Definitely not going to go the turkey leg this year. I've done it once. I'm a one and done with that one, I'm afraid.
I think it would just be the usual kind of stuff for me, like churros and Dole Whips and popcorn and that kind of stuff.
I think that's the great thing with so many little food carts and stuff around. It's really good. You can just walk past, say, yep, I want to have one of them. I'm hungry for one of them now. Ooh, that is really warm. That ice cream looks really good.
You see, I think this is where you sort of get into the Disney cliche of making all these dinner reservations and then having no room whatsoever for snacking. And the snacks are pretty amazing.
I think that's why we're going to be booking less sit-down dinners and stuff like that than we did last year, because I think last year we pretty much every day had at least one sit-down meal booked, and we're planning on a quick service meal, whereas I think now we'll just go and have like a snacky breakfast and snack during the day, and maybe every other day have a sit-down meal.
Well, that's the thing. And in 2016 as well, we had the dining plan. So we kind of felt obliged to be using the snack credit each day. And, yeah, anyway.
And we could use that for coffee and that as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, those are all very valid points. Some snacks I'd like to recommend for you guys that you've not yet discussed. I like Sleepy Hollow Refreshments over in Liberty Square because they do those fresh-baked waffles with Nutella, bananas, blueberries, raspberries. Oh, and they're so good.
Yum.
They do a chicken version, but I'm British. I can't get my head around chicken and waffle in one place.
Oh, I love chicken and waffle. Had it for breakfast. Chicken and pancakes I had. chicken and pancakes over breakfast not long ago, but I would like to try chicken and waffle. That sounds great.
Well, that's a good place to try it, and the chicken has got a bit of a kick to it, so I highly recommend you go and give that one a go. Another one I'd like to mention is the citrus swirl.
Yeah.
I'm a Dole Whip girl, totally through and through, but Sunshine Tree Terrace offer a swirl of vanilla ice cream with frozen like orange, and it is delicious. However, my good friend Kurt Stone from Geeking on WDW podcast has just come back from there, and he shared a picture on his Facebook about this swirl, and it is literally a swirl. It's hollow in the middle. So you look at it and you think, oh, you're getting a really big portion here, but it's actually hollow.
Oh, weird.
So, but it is really refreshing. I'm sort of swaying that way now, and I've never really liked the orange taste. But last year I found that so good.
It would have been really nice and refreshing.
I look forward to that. There's another place I forgot that I do want to try and get some snacks and stuff from, and that's Gaston's Tavern. Because I want to go and get a photo with Gaston, but I also want to eat some of his food, like the ham and cheese stuffed pretzel. That sounds quite nice. And then there's the warm cinnamon roll, which I like a good cinnamon roll, me.
Oh, that cinnamon roll is to die for. And I remember the days when you'd come into the Magic Kingdom and the old coffee shop was there on the right-hand side just before you hit the hub, and they'd have it in a big silver circular tray, and they'd serve you it, and it was like the size of your head. It was amazing. And they changed it a little bit to put it into Gaston's, but it's still a really hearty snack.
Have you had a LeFou's Brew before?
I haven't, no.
LeFou's Brew is a frozen apple juice with a hint of toasted marshmallow and topped with all-natural passion fruit mango foam.
Ooh, yum.
And you can get it either just in a normal plastic cup that you throw away, or you can get it served in a souvenir goblet or souvenir stein.
Cute.
That sounds a must-do. It really does. Ooh. I am torn, though, because I do like to get my calories from food rather than drinks.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to mix it up.
True. And you've obviously got your usual stop on Main Street, which is now Starbucks, and you know you always have a range of goodies there, and I like to go and have the cheese Danish.
I just like the fact that we get to go to a Starbucks, because we're in Perth. We're one of the few places in the world that don't have Starbucks.
But you did manage to get me some Starbucks from other Australian places.
Yeah, Vegas, or Brisbane as it's known on the map.
Which was awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
For counter service at the Magic Kingdom, it's a bit... I'm not impressed by it personally. A lot of people like Columbia Harbour House, but when I've looked at all the calories in some of their salads, it's more than actually getting a burger because of the very heavy dressing that they add on.
Oh, I wonder if you could get it without the dressing.
Probably so. And if you're getting like the chicken Caesar with the parmesan and the chicken, that's a really nice, filling meal. It's pretty burgery and chickeny heaven. For me, I'd like to go to Cosmic Rays because you do get that nice chicken dinner with the green beans, and I'm a sucker for green beans.
Oh.
So that's a good one. And it's a bit different getting a chicken quarter instead of a burger. It is quite pricey, going towards nearly $20 now, but it is a nice meal.
And a nice setting.
It is nice. You can listen to sunny eclipse and you can just chill, but it does get busy.
Well, if the food's that tasty, then I'm sure it does.
But my favourite counter service place is on Main Street.
And what would that be called?
The Plaza Ice Cream Parlour.
Yeah.
Because if you want to go for breakfast, you can have the Donut Sundae.
Donut Sundae, that sounds awesome.
Glazed donut, a scoop of handmade ice cream, your choice of flavour, whipped cream, chocolate chips, peanut butter chips, hot fudge, milk chocolate Mickey ears, and a cherry, $6. Kaboom.
$6 for all of that. That's amazing. And then you just need to run for the rest of the day to burn off all those calories. Oh my.
Well, the speed we'll be probably running around, you'll do it in an hour.
Yeah, true. True.
And my top tip here is to get the Plaza Ice Cream Sundae. It's $5.79. You get 2 scoops of ice cream of your choice, hot fudge, whipped cream, cherry, waffle bowl, yumminess, under $6.
That's crazy. I wonder why they do it. It seems extraordinarily cheap.
Well, it's not really sit-down food, is it? It's takeaway and wander food, but it is so good. And I know I used to hate this word, but I'm getting to like it so that I can eat more, but eat less, if you know what I mean. If I share this sort of 1 scoop of ice cream here and sort of share the other scoop with someone else, it means I can have a Dole Whip a bit later on.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, we were sharing a lot of the snacks when we were in Tokyo because, you know, a lot of them, if you had it all to yourself, we weren't, you know, particularly counting calories or anything like that. But it was more that you'd be too full to try many of the things.
This is the place where you can get the Mickey's Kitchen Sink sundae. I'm sure you've seen that cute little Mickey Pants thing.
Yeah, definitely seen that, but that looks ginormous.
It's not.
Oh.
It's basically the same ice cream sundae, which is the Plaza sundae at $5.79, but in a plastic tub, and you have to pay $17 for it if you get it in the Mickey Pants. But it's exactly the same.
You get to keep the Mickey Pants?
Yeah. I would get this. If you guys want to do this, get it in California because it's $11 in California.
Oh, top tip.
So go to DCA to Clarabelle's and have it there.
The flavours seem very traditional, like vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, mint choc chip, cookies and cream, and then a few fat-free sorbets like raspberry or butter pecan. So yeah, it's not too adventurous of flavours there.
No, they're not. And my top tip last year was the no sugar added raspberry sorbet because it just tasted like I was eating raspberries, and I've got no sugar added with the chocolate sauce on top. Oh my word. A number of staff looked at me and said, "Do you want chocolate sauce?" I said, "Yeah." Because obviously they're thinking, this person could be diabetic. That's why they're having the raspberry sorbet. But the raspberry sorbet with the chocolate sauce is a marriage made in heaven. Try it. You will thank me.
Oh, I'm definitely going to try that. Because I must say, like, sorbet can often be a little bit more refreshing as well when it's warm because you haven't got that dairy glugginess.
Yeah.
So I really like the idea of that.
You can have the best of both worlds, Kat, because you can have a scoop of vanilla and a scoop of sorbet and the chocolate sauce on top. And if you want to be decadent, you can ask for a 69-cent serving of peanut butter sauce on top as well.
Oh, yum. Raspberries and cream and chocolate and peanut butter all in the one dish. It just sounds, literally drooling right now.
Is there a better way to end the podcast on a sugary high than that?
I couldn't think of one.
Well, I hope everybody has enjoyed listening to this podcast today. I sure have done. I will be back with Kat and Lewis in the next few weeks talking about the other theme parks in the Walt Disney World, to talk about our must-dos, must-eats. Hope you enjoy it. If you want to contact the Disney Dream Girls, we are info@disneydreamgirls.com, Twitter @DisDreamGirls, Instagram Disney_dream_girls. Don't forget to check out our blog posts over at DisneyDreamGirls.com, where we have show notes and an audio player. You can also support the show financially by going over to Patreon, and we offer a range of rewards, and one of them for this month has been an insight conversation a little bit further with Kat and Lewis. Anyway, guys, talking of you, where can people find Diz Down Under? You can find our website, dizdownunder.com. And you can find us on all of the social medias except for LinkedIn. They're all at Diz Down Under. I think I'm going to create you guys a LinkedIn page just because I can. That'd be brilliant. Okay, guys, until next time, I will talk to you real soon. See you, Michelle.
Bye, Michelle.
It's goodbye from me.